From here on out, every foul is flagrant, boy. Let's go. What's up? Came in a chokehold, more balls than Esco. All right, maybe
you are now tuned into the chat room, your favorite baller's favorite podcast.
All right, this is the Chatroom Podcast. Honestly, we're not even going to tell you what season it is. We're not going to tell you what number this is. And the only reason why we're not doing it that way is because this is just a bonus episode. This is just a bonus episode. I got the team with me. We got Mr. Pro Chatterbox himself, Essay.
Wagwan, man. Wagwan.
We got birthday suit readied up. You'll see it in the episode when we come back. But birthday suit readied up, looking like he wanted to get married that same night. We got Mayor with us.
What's going on?
Let's get married.
We got
no spoilers, man.
We got my girl's not home, so we just gonna record Fanfair with us. And we got Mr. National. Don't know where he might be. It could be Ontario, could be Alberta. Don't know. But we got Mr. Francis with us.
Yes, sir.
All here.
Damn, Senators firing shots early, man.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm just jealous of the live episode that came out and that I wasn't there, but it's okay. We good. I'll get over my feelings. So
speaking of that, shout out to Saint for recording everything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I guarantee you that you guys already seen that episode and you guys saw the recording and how it was recorded, and
you
killed it with that. But all right, let's just get into some quick topics real quick, right? We've been chopping it up for about half hour before we even pressed record, just because it's been a long time since I've seen all of y'all. First thing, rest in peace, Betty White, the legend. Betty White.
She's 99 years old.
99. They had a whole episode about her, a whole article and a documentary about when she turns 100. When she turns 100, they were going to release it. They said they're just going to release it the same way. She's the last golden girl still alive. That was still alive. She did how many
days before her birthday? Like how many days?
She passed on December 31st, and her birthday was January 17th.
Oh, 17th.
So, yeah.
She could have made that.
2021, man.
It was honestly, it was one of those ones where it was like, that was
not good riddance to Betty White. I just realized how bad. I meant good riddance to 2021.
Yeah,
so
2021 ended on such a note with that one there, you know. But
I had to clean that up, man. People be crazy with audio. I'm telling you.
Legend. She stayed working until the end, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Older than sliced bread.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Like actual sliced bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. Older than sliced bread. Yeah.
Okay. And to tell you the truth, remember, like Golden Girls was a while back, but it's still like the reruns still play to this day. And then she did that show Hot in Cleveland, and she did like 5 seasons on there. She guest starred in shows. She still guest starred in movies.
She's
like
relevant in her 90s.
Yeah.
To show you how long she's been around for, she's older than MLK and Malcolm X would have been.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a lot, man.
That's crazy.
Wow.
24 years older than the NBA anniversary.
That's crazy.
She saw the birth of the NBA.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Saw the birth of a lot of people.
God. Well,
But,
salute.
Longevity.
Rest in peace to that legend right there.
Yeah.
All right. I had a couple quick questions that I was gonna use earlier, but I'll ask you guys. Would you rather?
Oh Lord, these are your favorite.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, most times these aren't my questions, but I'm gonna use it this time. Would you rather win the 3-point shootout or the dunk contest?
Dunk, man. Come on. Next question. Who would want to win the 3-point shootout?
Dunk contest.
Over the dunk.
Yeah.
I feel like people respect players more with the dunk contest. That's just my take.
I don't know. Do y'all remember
There's a
like
reason it's
Jay Rich? Like, I don't know, like it depends on how you win it.
And who shooting?
Yeah, well, who shoot, but like even like I remember like Larry Bird, like the stories of Larry Bird, like going into the locker room saying, "Oh, like who's coming in second," and then winning and holding like shit like that. Like
that's not shown as much as Air Jordan in a dunk off.
Well, I look at last
Or
year.
Vince Carter
dunk off.
I mean,
Wilkins.
There's no staple 3-point shot like arc that everybody does, but there's staple dunking. Like
not really,
like the elbow dunk. Like there's no staple 3-point shot. That's like the
Sean's
elbow
alluding
dunk.
to just the variety of the dunk contest. Just, you never know what you're gonna see with the 3-point shootout. You pretty much know it's gonna be just
for sure. Yeah,
and that'll never change. That'll never change.
It's just shooting. I mean, I think for me personally,
it's not like niggas are gonna be shooting backwards or some shit one day. And that's gonna be like some crazy shit. Like
the most staple thing is shooting and turning around. You don't do that at a 3-point contest.
The way I look at it personally, like I've dunked before, so like it's cool. Like to me, it's like I think
never hit a 3-point shot before.
I have, but like, but to me, like I think the hype is obviously around the dunk contest for sure. But I think I'd rather win the 3-point shooting contest because there's no judges in that. There's no controversy. If I win, I'm the best.
I was gonna bring that up because like it's just you in the basket. You know what I'm saying? You determine your own destiny. Like you can legit sway the dunk off and be like, oh, this guy should have won. No, he should have lost, right? But yeah, in that aspect, I agree with you, man. Yeah.
I also look at. So one of the things that SA brought up was some of the most popular parts of the dunk, like Jordan and Carter and all that stuff. We've seen some duds of some dunk contests.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the 3-point contest, like you're still going up against 8 other people. Like you had to win out 2 rounds against these people as it dwindled down, right? Who are supposedly the best in those times. We've seen some horrible dunk competitions over there.
You remember when they had that fucking dunk wheel?
Yeah.
You remember the dunk wheel?
Do you remember the team dunk?
The team dunk.
The team dunk.
With Fred Jones. Oh, that was awful,
there was some really stupid.
Listen,
that was awful,
to achieve great things, you also have to make great mistakes. That's what causes
and then the freaking 3-minute Birdman dunk attempts.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Nate, the 20-minute Nate Robinson dunk attempt.
Yeah, come on, man.
The layup in a dunk contest.
Yeah, there's been some horrible ones.
We can name almost as many great ones that we can name off. We can name off some dumb ideas.
Hey,
I honestly,
how many kids do you see go around saying Miller? Nobody.
Hey, Steph,
we see a lot of people say Steph. We see a lot of people say Clay.
And that's it. But you see people trying to dunk like LeBron, trying to dunk like Kobe, trying to dunk like MJ.
Okay.
How many people are trying to?
But okay, let's be real. How many people can dunk like LeBron? Free hand up.
I said try. Hey, how many people can shoot like Curry?
Hey, free hand up in this chat if you dunked in a game before. See, that's what I mean. Not everyone can do that. So
I was happy to touch net.
The shooting is more realistic.
Right. So I know what it feels like to win to win a shot. I don't know what it feels like to win a dunk. I don't.
I honestly can't wait. I can't wait to see these young boys that are coming up. high school kids, a lot of these college. I can't like the Monty Bates and those guys. I can't wait to see these guys when they get to
the dunk.
because these are the guys that grew up on. They like the Flair, the Jelly Kids. They like the Flash. These are the ones that are going to take the dunk off to the next level. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like 7 years from now.
I agree partly, but like another part of me is like, it's one thing to be like a YouTube dunker and show off on YouTube and stuff, but like it's another thing to do that and like All-Star Saturday Night dunk contest, everybody watching.
But I feel like a lot of these kids are YouTube dunkers. We see them on Ballers Lights. I
know, because I don't know if you guys remember James White.
That's who I was gonna bring up. That's who was gonna bring up.
James White, like his friggin' park dunks were nuts. I know, like he did the friggin' through the legs from the free throw line before Zach LaVine even thought about it.
Easy.
You know what I mean? Like he's doing crazy stuff like that. 360 from free throw, like he's doing crazy stuff. And then he got the NBA dunk contest. He even made finals.
They told him to chill.
he made finals. You know what I mean? Because it's just like when that light's on you is different. And like I've heard a lot of people say that like you got to be able to be a showman as well as you gotta make dunks, and you can't make it on your second try. You gotta make it on your first attempt. You know what I mean?
Like young kids could do it. I think they've been in the limelight. They've been in the limelight with YouTube. This is what they live for. They're on TikTok, all this trippiness. This is what they live for.
But YouTube and TikTok, all that stuff, you can have repeated takes and edit all that shit out. You don't have that in the dunk off. Dunk off, you got one goal, and if you make it, then you're friggin' Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. Like that's why that dunk off was so sick, because they literally went one dunk, back and forth. Right. Other times, like you watch like the Vince Carter dunk. That's why his dunks were so great, because like shit, this man just thought about that on the spot and did it. Like, I'm gonna jump and do a reverse 360 and throw it down. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It'll be tough.
I can wait till 2028 to see what the dunk off is like. I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be dope. 2028.
I don't want to see Zion in a dunk off.
Well, at
you don't.
You
said you do or you don't.
No, I would want to see him.
I just want to see him on the court.
I want to see him be able to jump. He wants to be able to run. Play a game.
I think he's got to lose about 45 pounds first before he.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
Especially
clearly it's not. He hasn't lost it.
If he's upwards of 300 pounds, and he got a lot to worry about.
The man's 320.
Yeah, but if that's true, he got a lot to worry about.
Man. He's also okay. He's not gonna have that mindset.
He's got to lose it. He's got to lose it.
Yeah, he'll lose it though. He's still a kid.
I will never get over the comment when Charles Barkley heard that the Pelicans were going to try teaching him how to walk and run again.
You guys are crazy, man.
So
like that's their guy. Like, you see what I mean? Like that's their franchise player that they're trying to make it. And they're dropping lines like that, man. Crazy me, bro.
What are your thoughts on fucking this whole Kevin Porter stuff right now?
Oh, I mean, Fanfair, say something, bro. I know you got a lot of shit.
Before you do it, Setter, how's my level?
You're good. Good.
My mic's giving me a crazy reading right now.
No, you're actually good. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right.
No, honestly, that whole situation is crazy. And that guy needs to be fired.
Do you not believe his explanation though?
No.
That he thought he was the son of somebody else?
It's bullshit. He know exactly what he said.
I mean, honestly,
don't try and act stupid when people call you out.
I'm just saying.
At first, when I heard it, I'm like, you know what? There could be some validity to that statement.
Yeah,
because I'm
as somebody who's actually commentated, not to that level, but I could tell.
I could say there's still some validity to it. But then I was watching Joy's IG, and she made a statement that I never knew, but supposedly, like a month prior to what he said about Kevin Porter, he said something else about like calling people like niggers or something.
Okay, never mind then.
Supposedly,
never mind.
So like,
I retract my bailout.
You always know.
So if that's the case,
that's in his heart.
That's the case.
That's a history. That's a history.
Yeah,
that's a pattern.
So he knew what he was saying. He said it on purpose, and he knew what that would mean to Kevin Porter when he said it.
I was just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. Honestly, there's some people you can't play devil's advocate with. So
that needs to be as a commentator, or suspension. Yeah. Fine or suspension.
As a commentator, I feel for him. I know sometimes you get like in the midst of things, you kind of confuse players and stuff. I get that, but if he has a history of doing that, then I feel that was just a Freudian slip.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That it was there's some truth behind that slip. So all right, well, if that's the case, then throw the book at him, man.
Usually when people say that, man, like, they know they do it subconsciously, or your inner self.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's probably mad, about it, and it just came out. Right? He probably was researching before the game on the players that's gonna be playing, and said, "Oh yeah, I know him and his dad."
And that was a fact that he saw, and subconsciously he just said it.
Yeah,
he just said it.
He said how he felt.
No, Jiminy Cricket just went rogue, man.
Hell yeah.
That's what most commentators do. They the players that are playing that day, especially whether it's the opposite team or whatever, they do a little research on them about the player. Yeah. They want to make sure they get their name right, all that stuff. And they
what if it was this teleprompter
story? Because
what if it's a person that does it the how they have?
So you're saying he's Will Ferrell and Anchorman?
Yes.
He just reads what's on the screen.
Nah, but even with the commentators at State, even with the broadcasting at State, there's a lot of times where they will reach out to players or coaches and ask them give me some backstory on this player, what does he like to do, what are his nicknames, they'll reach out and do that because essentially they gotta do research to do their job, right? And they have to, right? So that's part of it. So that's why initially I was I can kind of see where you're coming from, because a lot of the times you're looking for a player who you've probably never seen before, or you don't know a lot about him. You just put into Google this player's name and history, and then you just read up whatever you can about that player. So it can go both ways. But if what I saw on Joy's page has any truth to it, you got to go.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Got to go.
Damn, bro.
The road, Jack.
We got Jermaine here, so I'm going to ask this question: Who pissed off Nas?
Who pissed off Nas?
Who pissed off Nas? Because Nas has dropped 3 projects in about a year and a half.
With Hit Boy.
Probably Jay.
All with Hit Boy.
Jay ain't been relevant.
I also this is my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Think King Disease 1 was the best one out of them all. But that Magic project has some crazy replay value on it. And I think
Hit Boy Snap.
I have that second. I have King Disease 2, 3. And on that album they announced King Disease 3.
Yeah.
They are working over there.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, man, when you say he's angry, I'm always looking at him as he's happy. He's investing in this and that. His daughter's doing really well.
I say angry. So let me explain why I say angry, right? I say angry because Nas usually takes a break after putting out albums, right? It is like he heard, I don't know if he heard Jay go up there and be like, yo, don't disrespect me by mentioning me in the verses, right?
Oh, he heard.
Then Nas said
he already had 2 albums out by then.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
know, but then to put out a 3rd one and then announce a next one for a person that takes breaks.
But to be honest with you, the reason why I believe he's doing this is because this is the new era. People forget about music quick, and Drake figured it out. You come with a project every fucking month, bro, or a track or a single. Doesn't matter, right?
You figured it out first.
Exactly. So he's putting it out. He's like, I'm here. And not only that,
Cartel figured out streaming before the rappers
did. Figured out a long time ago, bro. He used to drop 4 or 5 tracks a week.
You have to, man. You have to keep it going, man. Keep it rolling. Him and Hit Boy, he kind of reminds me of him and Primo, but him and Hit Boy, they connected really well. I'm happy.
I think him and Hit Boy is way better than him and Primo.
Yeah,
No. I think he was comparing himself to Gangstar, like how.
Yeah.
I think they're the new Gangstar, is what he was saying.
Yep. That's his guy, man. But yeah, he most definitely heard about the whole.
I think I know who pissed him off though. It wasn't Hove.
Nah.
It was Kanye. When he heard that bullshit album that Kanye put out, that when it was the 7 albums and Kanye rushed and Tiana Taylor's album didn't even sound like Tiana Taylor. Nas's album didn't sound like what Nas thought his album was supposed to be with. When he linked up with Hit Boy, he was like, all right, Hit Boy, let's just go.
I don't think it's Ye, my bad. I don't think it's Ye because on Drink Traps, bro, he came on Drink Trap and said that Nas is his favorite rapper, you know? So
who, Kanye?
All time. Like that's his guy, Kanye. Like
but Kanye also messed up his album.
But he also made one of his worst albums ever.
Entitled to his own opinion, you know, but at the end of the day,
wait, hold on. You're giving life to the Kanye Nas album?
Oh, hold on. No.
It sounds like you're defending.
No.
Okay.
He's not defending that bullshit. Hell no.
My bad. I just wanted to clarify. I just wanted to make sure.
Yo, but
I have to worry about the sound bites, you know?
No, you're right. But no, Senator, he figured it out though, man. You got to keep pushing out music, man, no matter what, right? And if it's something you love, you're gonna keep doing it, right? So
stay in their ear.
Yeah.
It is one of those. It's one of those ones.
Got the time.
He has the time. He definitely has the time.
Coinbase is doing well. Like the man's making money without having to do anything. So he has time.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, here's the problem though that I always look at it is when you're so successful, what motivates you to go into the booth and actually put out so many projects? There are so many artists that have gone into that level. Like
Jay's fucking holding nuts right now, bro.
Yo, Nas made how much money? $1 million off of the Ring doorbell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When Shark Tank passed on it, he invested in it, and then he's been making money off of investment. So what motivates him to go in there and put out 3 projects in a year? And you know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole.
I think it's just the love of the game, right? Like I was just gonna say that it was more than just a conduit out of the ghetto, man. It was more than just like getting out of the hood, man. That's him. Nas is, and that's why he always had that edge when it came to lyrical ability and to storytelling. Because while a lot of rappers are trying to tweak and twerk their style in order to fit what the mainstream is demanding of them, Nas is like, no, this is an art form to me. And I'm going to keep doing it because it's an actual passion. It's not just a means to an end or a means to make money. This is his life. If he's not writing, he's twitching. He's tweaking if he's not writing. That's just how he is. And that's why all these other greats, when they pass, they have still libraries of albums worth of material still left behind because they're constantly doing it because they live. That's their life.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
I think Nas has finally gotten to the point in his career, in his life, where he has nothing more to prove to anyone.
Nobody.
And the fact that he's so financially, he's generational wealthy now.
Yeah.
Like this is I think this is what he was waiting on. Yeah. Like kids, we're good.
Yeah.
We're set. Yep. Down the line, I've solidified my family. They're all good. I don't have to worry about them anymore. Let me get back to what I love to do.
Straight up.
Which is rap. Which is just fundamentally, unapologetically just be an MC. And let me just show these people that I didn't go nowhere. I've been building my empire for my family. That's what he did. And now he's got the time to do what he loves. That's all. I think it's that simple.
I give him a lot of credit. I give him a lot of credit. My only question was, to tell you the truth, is when you're so rich, generational rich, like you're talking about, you have that generational wealth, to go into the pocket that he went into, that takes a whole nother mindset. You know what I mean? It's not just, unfortunately, anyone that knows me knows that I was a Rick Ross fan from way before, right? Before people were big fans of his, I was saying he's going to be one of those guys, right? Mm-hmm. But I like his Richer Than Ever album, but that's not his best album. That's not even close to his best album, right? King Disease, Magic could go up there as close to Nas's best albums. Not saying it's his best album. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that could go up there as for people that didn't understand hip hop is dead,
Mm-hmm.
you could put Magic above hip hop is dead. You could put King Disease over hip hop is dead, right? Some people might put King Disease over Stillmatic. Like some people have King Disease as his top 3 albums. Illmatic 1, It Was Written 2, King Disease 3.
Yeah.
It takes a whole nother mindset to be able to go into that pocket when you're that up. So I'm giving him credit. I'm just saying, like, that's a whole, like, that's it's like he heard some murmurs from somebody and he was like, yo, I'm gonna show y'all I can still do this 30 years later in the game. You know what I mean? Like,
don't get it twisted too.
Unlike some people.
This guy called
who's that? Some people.
Examples come to mind.
This guy.
No, I was gonna say like him and Hov, like they're really tight. You know, a lot of people like don't really know that.
Yeah.
Despite the whole beef thing, I know they motivate each other.
And they can't make music together.
They can't make music together. Please don't make any more songs together.
Well, I mean, goddamn, I'm waiting for an album
from both of them.
Of who?
I need a Hov and Nas album together. I've been waiting for the Catch Again and Cole, but
no, don't bring that up because Francis is about to get pissed right now. like,
we don't got time for that debate.
we are not bringing that topic up because Francis is gonna go off. Okay.
Yeah, fuck them. Get my fucking hopes up and shit.
Yeah, we don't need any more Hov albums.
This guy.
I'm not
responding to that.
Entrepreneurs was a glimpse into what you could get with Hov albums.
I'm gonna respond to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you rock. But just know I definitely do not agree with anything that you
Avengers
said,
don't assemble. Okay, I get it.
Okay,
all right.
This guy's trying to piss people off. Kino and Nino might just pull up on you.
Hey, listen.
Wait,
I'm putting it out there. Hey, I'm putting it out there. When we link up again, we're gonna do a Nas.
Oh, we're definitely doing
real because we start to do that. Certain man to stop playing tracks, but we'll get back there, man.
Okay.
We'll get back there.
Okay.
Just stop playing tracks. But whatever.
You can't use Senator.
You Senator for what?
You can't use the DJ to help. You can't use him as help.
Wait, so I guess
yes, you do. You're a cheat code. You're not allowed. Otherwise, unless we get a Nas DJ.
I listen to both. It's okay. What? I will probably just favorite J tracks. Anyways, but here's like the last question for everybody. 2022, we're in a brand new year.
Yes, sir.
If you could name 2 verses that you would like to see this year, what would those 2 be?
It could be anything, right?
Anything.
I mean, this is probably most obvious, but just to settle everything, 2 generations. I want to see Drake versus Jay-Z. I think that's an obvious. I think that should happen. Probably will never happen, but I think that'll be a good one.
You have a better chance of Nas and Jay-Z than a Drake and Jay-Z.
No, I mean, I'd rather see that, but like how Verzuz has been doing their verses, because I want to see Luda versus T.I., but they gave me Nelly, and like it was just weird. I'm like, okay, but
do you think that you'd be closer to seeing Drake and Jay or Drake and Nas?
No, because
not Drake and Nas, Drake and Kanye.
Oh shit! Like that's what I mean. That makes sense. You can do that. Like you can do a verse like that.
I think Drake is too petty to go on that stage. Like he's.
Oh yeah, because it's Swiss.
Yeah, I think Kanye would have no problem going to say, but I think Drake is too petty. And I think,
and he doesn't want to get beaten.
I don't think he'll get beaten.
You don't think Kanye will beat Drake?
So a next free Larry Hoover concert, actual verses.
But I'm not even get to that because that was crazy. That was a freaking Kanye show with Drake as a fucking. I don't know why the fuck Drake was there for. I have no idea. I have no idea why he's there for. I have no idea why that guy was there for. But anyways, like I think the Kanye and Drake could be really good. Mm-hmm. I think everybody wants to see the fucking Nas and Hove. That will never happen. I don't think.
Never happen. Yeah.
Unless it was like a fucking. It have to be like for a benefit for something like
a cause.
Like Beyonce have to be putting it on like something like that where it's like where it's not like a versus, it's not a you versus me kind of thing because I don't think they'll get back down that road
for X.
Because right now,
let's say like if X's wife or any of the kids reached out to things saying that we're in a little financial situation, I could see. Nas and J.
But like right now, they're in a place where they're making money right now. Like
exactly,
like Jay is in a space right now where he's not really worried about the music right now. He's just making money off his investments. So I think that can work. I would love to see.
Bro, stop talking. You only get one because you're gonna say one of ours.
I said 3.
Did he say 3?
I said 2. I said 2.
Oh, he said 2.
Should be 1. It should be 1.
You said 2, man. You might say mine by mistake.
No, the Drake and Kanye came off of Mares. Drake
no. Somebody said that. No, you said that. I didn't say that.
No, you said Drake and Jay.
Francis loves taking my shit. That's why.
All I said was Jay and Nas. That would be the one. But I don't think it would never happen.
What's your next one?
But I don't know who I can see go up against Wayne. I want to see Wayne in the verses, but I don't know who can go up against Wayne. I don't know if it could be Wayne or T.I., Wayne or Busta. I don't know who can go up against Wayne. I'd love to see a Wayne.
He'll have to go up against a heavy hitter. Wayne will have to go up against a heavy hitter like Busta.
Wayne and Busta
maybe. I don't know. But like I'd rather see Busta and Missy though. So like I don't know.
I'd rather see Missy and Busta in a video.
A video or a video versus?
Like a video versus, because I think that the audio versus, as much as Busta has the features and stuff like that, right?
He's a great performer, bro.
I just think what Missy is credited for is just because you got to think production, you got to think feature, you got to think Timbo. Like anything that you can go into, like all those little asterisks that people put when it comes to verses. Like John Legend played a Lauryn Hill track because he played keyboards on the track.
Yeah.
Imagine what Missy can jump into if
her reduction.
Yeah, it's.
Fanfair, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say, man.
I think a good one that I think people would like. I think it'd be Dr. Dre, and P. Diddy. I think that would be a good one.
We talked about that too.
I think that would be a good one. Dr. Dre and P. Diddy. Because think about it.
I think Diddy has too much in his bag, bro.
But the thing is, you can take from like your features, you can bring them on. That's what I'm saying. That's the only way you can make that one like really even.
Like, what if Diddy went into his like
P. Diddy goes into his bad boy bag and all the
that's what I'm saying. Like, what if Diddy goes into like his Mary J bag?
Dr. Dre can take whatever his features are.
So Dre got.
You gotta think. Dre has NWA. He has Dog.
Yeah,
I know he has those, but what bag does he have for Mary? Yeah,
to Mary.
For that.
Yeah.
Are you going to play 20 Mary tracks?
You know what?
I mean,
you can play like, you have no answer.
Mary. Who can go up against Mary in the verses? Did we ever talk about that?
We've been trying to talk about that.
I said
to have a track that
I would love to see Mary in the verses. I would love to see her in the verses, but who can go up against?
I literally said, in my opinion, there's 2 untouchable people.
Don't say Beyonce because Shook will have your head.
He wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there. He doesn't know the whole. That was the whole thing, Lord. You just have to wait for that. You have to wait for that.
By the time this comes out, I would have already heard, and I probably would have already messaged Shook and just said, "You're crazy," right? But to me, the 2 untouchables are those 2, Mary and Beyonce.
Beyonce's not untouchable.
Who's beating Beyonce?
She's pretty close to it, bro.
But is there any
who's beating Beyonce?
Whitney will mollywop Beyonce.
Is there a good
Wait, you don't think
for Mary?
that Whitney Houston will mollywop?
Track. Beyonce has so much tracks, bro.
Here's the problem.
Whitney Houston's a way better singer. It's not a question.
You probably thought Drake was the next MJ.
Here's the problem with what you just said, though, because okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. It is hard to make those comparisons because one is a legacy act now because she's passed.
Yeah.
Right. So we've seen this in Verzuz all the time. If you play a track of a person that passed away, most times they get the point.
Unless they answer the track with the same person.
Exactly. So I'm saying, and we saw that one of the biggest ones where we saw that in was the Keisha Cole one. When they both decide to play a Tupac track, right?
Yeah.
So
we're looking at people that are alive because anytime I do these conversations, I never put anybody that passed because of that.
For sure. That's part of it. But as I said, Whitney Houston has way better. Her vocals are way better than Beyonce. She's a better singer, undoubtedly. But does she have 20 big tracks?
It's the material. It's the material.
Does she?
It's the
I don't think so, bro.
Whitney's 80s albums are not as known.
Yeah, it's not as powerful.
That's the problem. It's not.
It's 2021. It's not going to be
she doesn't have tracks like that.
She doesn't have any TikTok tracks.
I would say Whitney's greatest was from 1989 to 1995.
Yeah.
Like soul food.
But what's it around that time? Okay.
So
let me ask a question. So how will I know I want to dance with somebody? Those are the 80s track.
Yeah, that's what I said. 89.
I'm your
89.
Greatest love. There's
my love is your love is 90s, but that was
she has tracks, bro.
She has classic tracks. The only reason I will never include Whitney into this conversation, like I said, because she passed. And that legacy act, when it comes to it, is a whole nother thing because anybody that's in there looks back at those times, right? Okay. Or they reminisce crazy on those times. I'm looking at people that are alive right now. There are few untouchables.
So for Beyonce,
so you're saying Beyonce can go up against Mary J. Blige?
Maybe I don't see it personally, but
that's the only person. That's the only person.
No. Honestly, that'd be a
Rihanna.
Somebody said Ree, yeah.
You're not giving respect to the national hero.
Somebody said Ree. This is our convo we had before too, but
yeah, we had the same thing.
I don't think Ree has enough work for Beyonce. Maybe it was just individual career, but the moment Beyonce gets into her Destiny Child bag, it's done.
That's
so
I get it.
And
that's a good one though.
Individually, like Mary J as a solo career is one of the most untouchable careers that there is. If you're doing 20 tracks, the only time that you might possibly beat Mary, and it is a very hard thing, is if you go 50 tracks, and it has to be a person like Diddy, like it has to, like a person like Diddy or someone that does everything, like produces all that stuff. Like you have to have one of those that can do all of those stuff to go against a Mary solo career.
You basically have to take an army to go against Mary. You have to bring an army against Mary.
Mary can't what?
I said you gotta tell Mary that she's not allowed to dance. Or that's the way you can beat her.
You gotta tell Mary that you gotta tell Mary she can't play her first 3 albums.
Yeah.
If Mary plays what's the 411, My Life, or Share My World.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long. Giving her no restrictions. It's gonna be a long night.
Yeah,
she might be the first person.
Any of her scenes from Power Book 2?
Bro, she might.
No, she could play Power Book 2. That's how you can beat her.
Person in Verzuz. She might be the first person in Verzuz where they actually put restrictions. They'd be like, Mary, we're sorry, but we can't play these albums.
Any track before 2000, you can't.
It's an automatic win.
Yeah,
she might be the first person in Verzuz history. They'd be like, if you play these albums, it's a win. We can't do it.
She has some tough features too, bro. Like, there's some tough features. So it'll be tough. Like she
Whoever's woman to step up to Mary, I can't wait to see that.
It's over, bro.
Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say, Mary?
I'm saying if Mary comes with the Real Love remix and puts Biggie on the stage as a hologram, it's over.
I can't do that, man. That's cheating.
Bro, I'm not even looking at that. Like I said, just look at her first 3 albums.
That's crazy.
And it's like they did a whole documentary on my life. And when people were watching the documentary, they got into their feelings without even hearing the actual song. Like they were just hearing the beats. Like Mary is an untouchable. I don't think anybody can beat Mary. Like
the scary thing is she doesn't have to play any of her late 90s stuff. She could just play all the early 90s stuff and that's game.
God damn, bro.
Do the features too. Add the features in there.
And that's it.
Because probably no one's beating her and Method.
Sorry, I say.
What?
What'd you say?
I said, you're patiently waiting to say. I like to see MJ versus Prince.
MJ versus Prince.
I thought you were gonna say that, bro.
They wouldn't do it. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna.
Well, I mean, it's not what I think they're gonna do. Like, what I would like to see.
I would love to see it too, but they will never.
Do you think that would be a competitive versus?
Hell yeah.
Excuse me? Between MJ and Prince, you said, are you asking if it's going to be competitive? MJ is going to smoke Prince.
Exactly.
MJ is going to smoke him. But it's going to be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be very entertaining. It'll be very entertaining.
Or it's like MJ and James Brown.
Because MJ will smoke Prince while asking
smoke. It's
gonna be entertaining.
Once again, this is the reason why I say I can't.
But they both passed. Okay?
But here's the reason why I say I can't do it with them both passing, right?
Yeah.
Because there is certain things that goes with the artist that passed away. There's a difference between MJ just dancing on stage and Prince grabbing every instrument on stage and playing every single instrument. And there's a difference in showmanship. So
both have run the stage. Both.
I'm sorry, but playing all them damn instruments, you're not winning me over. I'm sorry. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Did you not see D'Angelo and Friends?
I didn't even know D'Angelo. I didn't even know some of those friends were D'Angelo's friends until that night.
MJ's just MJ. There's nothing you can do. I don't care if you played 70 instruments.
You can't talk to Fanfair.
I know. That's his favorite. That's his favorite artist.
That's it. Grab the crotch.
If you watch this episode and you watch our live episode, you now can see that to get Fanfair going.
Yep. Talk about MJ.
Yep.
All right, so do you think that Drake is the 2021 version of that?
That's it. Because
that's wild, man. Yo, make sure that's the clip, huh? For a
Holy. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't even know what to say after that. So
we should talk about AB, no?
Francis, I know. Yeah, we're talking AB. I know a lot of people said Usher and whatnot, but I like to see
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown would be tough.
Yeah. That'd be very entertaining.
Usher and Chris Brown. That would be
to watch Usher beat Chris Brown.
Yeah, that would probably be the closest one because they both have hits, and if Usher has bigger hits, but Chris Brown's feature bag has like 30,000 tracks in it, so like
you only get 20.
You only get
20.
I know you only get 20. Usher has bigger hits, like his hits are more timeless. But Chris Brown's if he's a showman and he's dancing and bringing out features and stuff, like bringing out fucking Busta and all these guys and like whatever, then he can I can see him winning over that way.
You do. I honestly, this might sound weird, but this is when it comes to those verses. There's certain tracks that will kind of match up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's one track that I want to see go up against each other because of the crossover appeal, and it's Forever and OMG. Like Usher's OMG and Chris Brown's Forever, right?
Yeah. Because even like Take You Down and Nice and Slow, like
for those
each other, that would be tough.
I'm saying for us culturally, we know who wins those ones.
I mean,
But I'm saying because of the crossover. I'm saying the
hours is Take You Down. If it's,
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like Take You Down.
If it's Demon Hours, it's Take You Down.
Exactly. Bro,
I just like because I always try to, when it comes to verses, I always try to look at it more from people outside of the culture, because for us inside the culture, we kind of know what hit more, right? Sure. But when you see those names on there, there's certain tracks that that went completely out of the culture. Like Forever was used in The Office, and that was one of the biggest songs in The Office. It was like
right? OMG and
That's so for
Chris Brown. Usher has a few, right?
Usher has like those crossover pop tracks too.
Yeah, I'm saying the top 40 like Fist Pump, when you're in the like those type of ones. He has legitimately 3 that completely went. Yeah, I'm saying he has 3 completely that went over, right? Yeah. I'm saying solo ones. Out of those ones, it would be Forever versus OMG, right? So I would like to see what the response is to those tracks going up against each other. Like because
who would pick what?
Exactly, why? Right? Because I know culturally wise what the other tracks will do, right? Yeah. That's the one where I don't know exactly which one.
The only question mark I would have would be culture-wise is if Usher was to play Lovers and Friends. That would be a real culture track, because only people who really, really know the culture fuck with that song.
Oh, crazy.
Right? Crazy. People who don't know culture, like that track is like a classic.
If it was up to you guys, what track from Chris Brown would you put up against Lovers and Friends?
I don't know what track you put up against that, because I don't think he'd want to waste one of his nukes for that. Because to me, I think that's a nuke in the culture though. No, for the culture it is, but for me, like if I'm Usher and I drop that track, that's just a throwaway, like a feeler track. That's just a track that, okay, this might hit, this might not hit, whatever. But like for the culture, Chris Brown would have to play a banger versus that. Like he'd have to play something against that. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, damn, I don't know what he picked for. Maybe Yo. I don't know.
I was thinking
Yo was a nuke.
Yeah, as a nuke. Yeah.
Would you play against that?
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's tough.
You gotta think about that. Yeah.
And like once you have like Lil Jon coming like, shout, like what do you do to that, bro? Like
that'd be crazy.
This is one of those verses where I really have to literally write this down. I'm gonna have to make a list. I would definitely make a list for this one. I'm gonna make a list for this one.
Definitely. Like
hopefully the Not So Soft podcast puts out the Chris Brown versus Usher playlist that I put together for them. So if this gets announced, then this will come out. Trust me.
There you go.
But I don't remember exactly what track, because I tried my best to match them up, but I didn't fully match them up. You know what I mean? Like
it's tough.
This was me kind of just going off the top of my head of 20 tracks, right? So
and also like they're both different. I don't say like time zones, whatever, but they're both different. They both hit at different times. So like Usher was hidden, but Chris, like when he was like exiting his prime, Chris Brown was just coming in. So it's like
passing the torch.
I don't know if they have like matching like that, but they do. They definitely have nukes you can put up against each other.
They both have nukes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right.
SA, you brought it up. Let's just quickly discuss it. The AB drama, the Antonio Bryant drama.
AB versus BA.
So for those that don't know, there was a clip that came out. AB decided to take off his jersey, throw it onto the bench. He took up his undershirt, threw it into the crowd, pumped up the fans while the offense was on the field, left, got in an Uber, left the arena.
It wasn't Uber. Like somebody picked somebody's.
It was someone. I know. I'm just calling it the Uber still, but yeah.
And the next day he was in Brooklyn.
The next day he was at the Brooklyn Nets game.
Shadow Day.
He said, "Yo, it's a Brooklyn, like Fresh Prince, bro."
Then there was multiple reports about why this happened. One was that Antonio Bryant thought that he wasn't getting targeted because he was 5 catches short of $333,000. 80, I think it was 80 yards shy of another 333,000, and I think 1 touchdown shy. So he was right there on the brinks of being a mil incentive. A next one was saying that Antonio Bryant said that he had an ankle injury, and he told the coach that he can't go in because his ankle's hurting, and he said, "You're done," and then he left after that.
AB dropped the screenshots.
AB dropped screenshots.
That's the one I believe.
It's been
drop the screenshots.
An interesting time in Tampa at this point. So what do you guys think about that whole situation, and who do you guys side with?
It's tough, man, because me being a coach, like, I look at it like this. He's had 4 situations. So he's had Pittsburgh, New England, Vegas, and now Tampa Bay. 4 situations where he was asked to leave the team for whatever reason. Now, the way I look at things, where there's smoke, there's fire. So you can't keep telling me that all these places you go to, everyone is a problem but you. So that's how I look at it, like that. From that point of view, like, he has to have some accountability in that. It's not everyone else's fault but him. But on the other side of it, I think he was right in this instance, because he showed the screenshot. He showed that he was talking to the coach prior to the game. They were exchanging communications. The coach knew of his injury, and maybe he didn't handle it the right way. Maybe he was just being a showman and just being an asshole and just doing that way. But he showed that I was talking to the coach. The coach knows what's going on. The coach lied about because BA came out and said he never knew about the injury, and then AB showed the
screenshots.
So it's like, obviously you're lying. So I side with Antonio Brown with that being said, but the whole situation is.
Some players are saying, though, that, like, it's a common thing to play on those type of injuries. They take, like, their shots and they just play through it. That just adding another perspective, or like another soundbite. So some could see it as like AB was being a bit of a princess, where, like, he could have gone out there and he just chose not to, right? And he's using an ankle injury that other people with heart, like other people who didn't even have half the amount of chances he had, would have played through, right? And it's like, here you are in your 5th chance, and like, you're not willing to go out there when, like, you became relevant again because of us, right? Again, I'm in a devil's advocate mood today right now, so I'm just saying that's another side. Me personally, I am tending to lean more towards AB, because if you know your own body, right, and if it's true that you just wasn't feeling it, you didn't want to risk it because you came back and because you want to save yourself for a possible postseason, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to just go out. He just came off of injury, right? And he played, like, I think 2 games prior. Right?
Well,
he was injured the week before. He was injured.
So he just came off of injury. Oh, he just came off of injury. Right?
He also came off a suspension for the fake vaccination card. Yep. That's what it was. He had the fake vaccination card, and he came back last week. So
I saw his injury too.
He was out the week where he got suspended. He was out that week due to injury, but he also got a 3-week suspension for the fake vaccination card. And last week was his first week eligible to play again after the suspension.
So basically, when the week that he got injured, he's saying that the injury was more severe than he thought. Apparently, he said there was some possible ligament tearing and a bone chip.
Yeah,
and they were just shooting him up, numbing him. They were numbing him to say, no, you can play through it. So a guy like him, yes, he's one of those guys where it's like, this is the boy who cried wolf type of thing. Like, all these things happen to this guy his whole career. There's always something. and somehow it's never him. But in this situation, the man had the receipts. He backed up everything he was saying. He let the media kind of say he was crazy, this and that. He's like, you know what? You all say that. And then today, pretty much everyone is recanting their statements. So it's safe to say that
what about Tom Brady?
AB is in the right on this situation.
My thing is though, yeah, go on. Sorry. Okay.
No, I'm just he's right in this situation just because like I obviously I know he didn't handle it the right way. He could have handled this a lot better. Like he's one of those guys where I don't know if it's a mental thing with him. I don't know. Yeah, there's just something. There's something. He doesn't handle things right. I don't know why he's like that. But if I was him,
said he hasn't been the same since the hit in Pittsburgh. And
I mean, what a normal person would have done was just stand on the bench, have a conversation with the coach after the game. Like, listen, coach, this is what's going on. This is the situation in my leg. You told me to play. I can't play. Like,
he said that once he told BA that he couldn't play, that BA said that he's done and did he's done. So he said, if I'm done, that means you're cutting me. So I don't want to wear this jersey anymore. And that's the reason why.
We got to talk after the game about that. That's what I'd be like, all right, okay, I'm going to remember what you just did. Let's talk after the game.
What he could have done was just throw on a coat, one of the long coats and walk to the back. No, I could have done that, whatever.
But my thing too is like, oddly enough, I think the first thing I noticed after was how, because when I heard this story break, the first thing I looked for is what does Tom Brady have to say? Because Tom Brady is the main reason he wasn't a.
Is the only reason why he's there.
In the first place. Yeah, right. He's been his advocate
from New England to now.
He vouched for him. He said, "Listen,
multiple
we need
times."
This guy.
So when he came out kind of in a different energy, that also gave me pause too, But I don't know if he was privy to what happened on the side.
He didn't know the full story. He didn't know.
So he only had BA's version right away.
Yeah,
he didn't know the full story. So, there's a lot of factors here, but I tend to lean more towards AB because again, it's your body,
me too.
It's your right. You know what I'm saying?
And he had the receipts.
Yeah, and you've done a lot for that team last year. So, like, it's a mutually exclusive relationship. It's not just like we're reviving you. No, I helped you guys get a Super Bowl. I scored in a Super Bowl for y'all. So
there's a big cover up. That team needs to be investigated. That's a cover up, and that is some shifty shit. If that's really going on out there in that team, and they tried to do that to that guy. That's crazy.
His body, his choice.
They tried to make the world seem like he's crazy. That's nuts. They gaslit him. They gaslit that guy.
But the question is going back to what you said earlier, Fanfair. You said it's the boy that cries wolf, right? Is it really a thing to investigate a person if you've cried wolf so many times? Because everything has been everybody else, right? This time you're right. But immediately after something like that happens, obviously the media is going to go saying that it's based off your selfishness, right? So like you kind of
go off past behavior.
Yeah. So if you behave a certain way, they're going to continue to treat you that way. And sports media, and Mayor knows this completely, sports media is gotcha media, right? So gotcha media means we got to get the highlights out as quickly as possible. We don't do much research.
Nope.
But we have, especially people that are on 5 days a week, right? It's what can we discuss about that are high topics all the time. One reason why I always, in real time, which is one reason why I always I don't like to promote other shows, but that's why I appreciate the Pat McAfee show, right? Because a lot of times, besides for Aaron Rodgers at times, right? A lot of the stuff that they do is non-biased. So when they were talking about this, they kept breaking it down on different angles, right? Like if I have an ankle injury and I'm saying I can't go in and you're telling me to go in, I may just leave too, right? Like, because you're trying to risk the fact of me not only getting this incentive,
it's your career,
but further injuring myself, right?
Exactly.
So it's a tough situation. I'm like 55-45 on Antonio Bryant's Antonio Brown's side, the only reason why it's so close is because you also put yourself in this position.
Yeah.
You were the top receiver in Pittsburgh, and you were considered the best receiver in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. The man was going down as a legend. Like his career path was headed down to legendary status, and that he's just getting in his own way.
And we've seen it happen because we saw the video call in the locker room in Pittsburgh when you're about to go up against the next team and Mike Tomlin's giving a speech. You went to Oakland at the time, and you had your drama offsite with your personal drama. You got the money. You hugged Derek Carr like you were happy to be there, and then did what it took to get out of there. Like, it's just too much stuff. Right?
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
What about you, Mary? You haven't said anything. You haven't said much.
Oh, man, I mean, what was that line about misery? With bad company loves misery. Was that the quote?
Misery loves company.
Yeah, so I feel like that's surrounding him. You know what I'm saying? And I've been there where somebody will not really fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And because he already has a reputation of people not fucking with him, he can actually be trying to change, but then people are not going to change themselves. Yeah. So, like Francis said, it's his accountability. So you can't look at it from only him, because he could actually be right the whole time. Mm-hmm. It's the other, just because the other individual's not showing that they're an asshole doesn't mean he's an asshole, right? So, there's proof of him fucking around, but I don't see people getting up and fucking with people for no reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason behind everything. You get a reaction. If you give me a negative reaction, you're gonna get a negative reaction back, right? So, I see him as trying to change, bro. But once you have that rep,
the world is making it very hard for him to change.
Yeah. What could he do? Like, he could actually be changing, but then they keep poking the bear, keep poking him, right? Yeah. So
that's the thing about like dealing with mental health, right? Is that everybody keeps
absolutely, bro. Drive me crazy, bro.
But you gotta actually treat the person like they've changed, and you gotta actually give them a shot. You know, exactly. Which he's gotten several shots, but you always gotta give him a shot to say his side, right? And you gotta take his side just as seriously as you took the first side you heard, right? Like you got to. So this has to be hopefully they investigate, get all the facts and then make the right conclusion.
And we need the media to appropriately say that BA did not want anything to do with him. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why he's there is because Tom Brady was there. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, like BA didn't like him. BA never liked him.
BA said originally that he would not have Antonio Brown on his team. Yep. And
he already had a preconceived notion of the guy before he even got there. He already made up his mind about it.
So he could have egged him on deliberately, knowing how he gets. And probably even undamaged some of the work he's done. Mm-hmm. Right? He could have
discredited him on purpose.
Listen, I'm trying not to go off. And he's like, you better get your ass out there or you're done. And then it's like at some point you got a limit, right?
Stand up for yourself, for sure.
Yeah. Straight up.
Right. So hopefully we get all the facts. And we give everybody a fair shot at telling their side of the truth, telling their truth, right?
I'm just saying, bro, I can't see him getting up and frankly him just walking away for no reason, bro. There's a reason why he did that. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I believe every word of what he said. I believe it all.
Man, like, come on, man. He ain't crazy, bro. You get what you give him. You treat him like an asshole, just act like an asshole. Straight up.
I honestly think that that's the best way to wrap this one up. One thing I want to say before we move forward is there's a lot of different type of mental health that there are in this world. And you just treat people with respect, treat people with empathy, because you just don't know exactly what they might be suffering from. And it could be as simple as like light anxiety to something as crazy, as extreme as psychosis. Like you just don't know what people are having. One of the good things about the generation that we're living in now and the future generation is that they're starting to diagnose stuff early so that there are ways to deal with it and you do know what is happening. Because back in the day, all of us are from Caribbean households, right?
Don't cry, be a man.
It's don't cry, be a man. Or if you had a little bit of thing of depression, like that's weak stuff, you can't do that, deal with it, right? Yep. We're getting to the point now where it's mental health is becoming more normalized and ability to talk about it is a little bit there's still ignorant people that don't want to agree with it, but it's becoming more normalized on the daily basis. So make sure to check on your.
I would argue that. I would say that the mental health conversation is just becoming more videotaped and more publicized, but I don't think nothing is changing, because you look at the whole stuff with what's going on right now with the pandemic. There's a lot of suicides going on, a lot of depression going on. No one's talking about that, but
it's crazy, Francis, bro.
I get it. I totally understand that. I think the difference between the pandemic and mental health and how it's being reported is more of what is financially more appropriate, right? But I'm saying in culture, and even when it comes culturally, having those conversations about what your mental health state has become a little bit more open than it was even when I was younger, right? Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's fully normalized. It's just there's
progress, because like even talking about the whole stuff with AB and the whole CTE stuff, and the making of Concussion with Will Smith. NFL didn't want that to come out, and the whole stuff with like DeMar DeRozan and Kevin Love and all these guys who are bringing it to the forefront, and they're speaking, and like even Simone, even
Naomi Osaka,
even the tennis player. There's so much. There's a lot of examples of this out there, but in my opinion, it's just the athletes are coming out talking about it, but the people who can really make change, like the people with the money and the people who kind of can decide, and like the gatekeepers, so to speak, they're not doing anything. They're not doing nothing, because it's the same stuff we're talking about. It's not profitable. But then if you look at something like, for instance, like out in Alberta, we have this thing for CCAA called Bell Let's Talk.
Well, that's national.
Okay. So Bell Let's Talk. So every year I see this stuff about Bell Let's Talk, and drop this, like tag this or share this, and you get like 10 cents or whatever the whole thing is. But yet there's so much stuff going on right now with depression and people killing themselves about not being able to go outside and be sociable and have that peer interaction, all that stuff. And it's like this, it can't work out. It can't nothing. It's being swept under the rug because it's not profitable right now. So like, my question is, who really cares about what's going on with people's mental well-being?
I think a lot of people do. We just need to talk about it more, like you said, Francis, bro. I agree with you.
Do stuff about it.
I fully understand.
The regular people, we have to be the ones that care.
I fully agree with that part, right? I'm not taking that part away. When I discuss certain things, it's as a person that works my job is pretty much working with people with high, that's considered high acuity with that mental health issue. They go through an assessment. We understand what their thing is, and I help homeless people or potential homeless people get into homes. This is what happens on a daily basis, right? So some of those Bell Let's Talk stuff, those contribution goes into the work that I'm able to do, right? Which is able to get them into out of homelessness and get them into housing and get them into maybe even case managed housing where they have support workers that are working with them. Politically, that's a whole nother thing, right? And that's why I try to avoid the political one, because if we go into it, we can be on here for the next hour and 2 hours, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that we know that there's hot topics compared to non-hot topics. We've seen this in Ontario. You guys saw this a couple of years, like 10 years ago, it was youth. The financial stuff was, there was so much money open for youth programming. You could apply, you could start a youth program. And then all of a sudden it went to the early years when they announced $3 billion just for early years. And then the funding was cut from youth. Like, we know where the hot topics is. The hot topics at this point, the big thing is, let's get the pandemic, right? All the stuff that goes along with it, it's whatever. But the pandemic is where the money is. So they're going to go into there. But for us as people's, always check on your people's mental health. Don't ask you good. There's a difference between you good and how are you feeling? Because how are you feeling? Actually, it might be, I'm not all right. You good could just be, yeah. Like there's certain ways how you phrase certain questions to get certain answers, but check on your people. But yeah, mental health is a thing and it's not something that can be ignored. So let's just recognize that people are going through certain stuff and they might be diagnosed, might not be diagnosed, but you can sense it in people at times. Yeah. So just check on your people. And if you're the strong friend, make sure there's somebody that checks up on you too, because the strong friend sometimes does not have that person that checks up on them. So yeah, I think we got too serious at the end, but it was necessary. The more because you know. This the good thing about the Chat Room Podcast is that we discuss everything and we try not to be too politicized on here, but we try to discuss everything. So Essay, you want to give them your handles, let them know where they can follow you at?
Yes, sir. So you can follow me on my personal IG at Pro Chatterbox. And I also have a podcast with Joseph, aka Berton Levy, Talks with Chatterbox. We drop episodes whenever we can. We're gonna drop season 3. Stay tuned to find out. But you can check out our social media at Chatter Talks and our website where you can find all the episodes on there on any platform of your choice at www.chattertalks.tv.
Dope. Coach Francis.
My IG is _Francis. I'm still in Toronto right now. I'll be back in Calgary this weekend. I'm out here, but we're gearing up for the second half of the season at SAIT, so that's gonna be exciting. Trying to get that 5th championship in a row. Get back to Toronto for national.
You will get that 5th championship in a row. You will.
That's the
Where's
plan.
Affirmation? Where's affirmation, brother? It's real. That should manifest, man.
That's definitely the plan.
That Jamaican medallion behind you?
Nah, man, it's my championships, man. Many championships and many
here we go.
You guys gave him the avenue to brag, eh?
Yeah, see.
That astronaut hoodie's fitting. Man's a dreamer. Out of space.
But yeah, man, that's what I'm doing right now. Trying to get back to Toronto for nationals and try to win that national ring back in Toronto at Humber. So yeah, that's it.
For sure. Once again, rest in power, number 11.
My guy, man, my guy.
Yo, remember, we'll win that shit for him, bro. All you guys, man.
That's the plan, man. That's the plan. My guy.
Fanfair.
You follow me at my IG, Chaz_Tannenbaum. Y'all know what it is.
Gotta be certified.
Everyone else says it for you now, right? You don't have to say it anymore. Mayor.
Yeah, you can follow me on my personal IG, Mayor Creed, MAIRCREED. And yeah, man, I just want everybody to be happy, man. I'm gonna enjoy my whole birthday month until the end, so I'll be kicking it. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all, man.
For sure.
All love, man. All love.
Yeah.
You can follow me Instagram at The Senator. Don't forget to check out my Twitch page, twitch.tv/itsthesenator. I'm back on there doing it twice a week. Also, don't forget to check out the Not So Soft Pod with myself, Nino, and Kino. We drop every Monday now. We should be back by the time you hear this. Also, don't forget to check out the Chatroom Podcast on Instagram at the.chatroompod. Make sure to give us a follow. Make sure wherever you listen to us, you watch us, YouTube. We're on all audio, podcast platform. Make sure to give us a like, a rate, a subscribe, share, do a comment, all that stuff. Just spread the love, because we're just getting bigger and better as we keep going. And we just want you guys to grow and want to grow our audience with it. So we want you guys to be a part of the Chat Room Podcast. So make sure that you tune in and all that stuff. And gentlemen, it's been an honor being here with you guys. We weren't even planning this, but I think it turned out really dope. I think the conversations were really good. And I think these are the conversations with the free-flowing conversation with no topics. We came in here with no topics. We just came and we just said, hey, we're going to pod for y'all. And I hope y'all appreciate, and you guys appreciate the conversation and enjoy it too. Do you guys have any final words?
Man, just focus on your happiness, man. That's it.
Right. Live your life.
Yep.
Right. For real.
Love, peace, and soul.
That's it. And vibration.
And then Francis is just gonna do the peace sign at the end. So this has been the Chat Room Podcast, your favorite baller's favorite podcast, and we are out.
Peace.
Peace.